Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're cracking open a file on something that often gets labeled, soft. Trust.
Right.
But we're going to challenge that view. Our sources show pretty clearly trust isn't just some vague feeling. It's actually a hard economic variable,
It's
measurable.
kind of amazing how often it's missed as a strategic lever.
Yeah,
There's this concept, the speed of trust, and it makes it so clear. When trust goes up, speed follows,
yeah.
and costs, they drop.
Simple relationship.
Deceptively simple, but powerful. And it's not just theory. Companies like Dell, they've actually tracked this.
Yeah.
They saw a direct impact on their bottom line when they boosted trust, both inside and out. High trust just accelerates everything.
I like that idea. Trust is a measurable input. It's almost like you need special glasses to see it.
That's a perfect analogy. Think about putting on polarized sunglasses when you're fishing. Suddenly, you see right through the glare, see the fish that were there all along. Trust is like that. It's this hidden variable. Once you start looking for it, you see all the friction, the wasted effort, the delays.
The hidden costs?
Exactly. The things costing you time and money. And you realize, hey, the root cause here, often it's a lack of trust.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to hand you those polarized lenses. We're going to unpack the mechanics of trust, focus on those hidden taxes we pay when it's low, and, maybe more importantly, the real dividends we earn when we build it.
And let's be real about the starting point. We're often operating in a pretty significant trust deficit. The data is quite sobering, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sources show only about 51% of employees really trust their senior management. And maybe even more concerning, something like 76% say they've seen unethical or illegal stuff happening on the job just in the past year.
Wow, 76%. That's a lot of friction right there.
It is, and that friction, it translates directly into costs, hard costs. It's what people call the low trust tax.
Right, I've heard that term. Professor John Whitney said something like, mistrust doubles the cost of doing business.
He did. And you don't see that tax itemized on any P&L statement, do you?
No, definitely not.
But you're paying it every day. It shows up as bureaucracy, office politics, infighting, hidden agendas, all that stuff that just slows things down.
Can you give an example? Like, where does it really manifest?
Oh, easily. Think about a merger. Big organizational change, right?
Right.
Like when Covey Leadership Center and Franklin Quest merged to become Franklin Covey.
Okay.
Initially, the trust between the two cultures was, well, pretty low. And what happened? Every single decision got second-guessed. Everything became political. Things just stalled.
Sounds painful, frankly, not just slow.
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
Leaders talked about spending hours, literally hours, in these dump sessions, just trying to deal with all the assumptions, the suspicions, the finger-pointing that happens when there's no baseline credibility.
All that wasted energy and time.
That's the low trust tax. That's it in action. It's potent. Low trust doesn't just slow you down. It forces you to build all this extra process, all this bureaucracy, basically as a substitute for just trusting people's character.
Okay, so if that friction is the feeling of low trust, what about the numbers? You said it's measurable.
Yeah, the framework actually puts numbers on it. And it's kind of scary. If you're operating in an environment of, say, non-existent trust, the tax is estimated at around 80%.
80%. That's crippling.
It basically means almost everything you try to do gets bogged down or fails. But the good news is it's a spectrum. If we can see the tax, measure it, we know how to climb out of that red zone. We can start actually earning dividends instead.
Dividends sound much better. So how do we get there? Where do we start?
You have to start at the foundation. It's called the first wave of trust, which is self-trust. It's all about your own credibility.
Okay, self-trust. Makes sense. If I don't trust myself.
How can anyone else?
Yeah.
Exactly. And for us to trust ourselves and for others to trust us, our credibility really rests on four key things. Four cores. Think of it like being a witness in court.
Right.
Your credibility depends on your integrity, your intent, your capabilities, and ultimately, your results.
Okay, four cores. Let's break those down. Core one, integrity. We usually think honesty, right? Telling the truth.
That's part of it for sure. But the sources we looked at say it goes much deeper.
How so?
Integrity means congruence. It means you actually do what you say you'll do. You walk your talk. It also takes courage and, crucially, humility.
Humility. How does that fit with integrity?
It's about caring more about what is right than about being right. That humility lets you act with integrity even when it costs you something.
Okay. Like admitting a mistake even if it makes you look bad?
Precisely. There's that famous story in tennis, the Roddick choice.
Oh, yeah, Andy Roddick.
Right. Match point. Umpire calls the opponent's shot out, giving Roddick the point, the match. But Roddick saw the ball mark on the clay. It was M.
And
He pointed it out. Overruled the umpire on his own point, gave the point away, lost the match.
Wow, that's costly integrity.
That's it exactly. That kind of character is where deep trust starts. It's totally different from just focusing on compliance, just following the rules so you don't get caught.
Right, compliance is about avoiding punishment. Integrity is about doing right.
Yeah, as Kama said, rules can't replace character. When a company just focuses on compliance rules, they're basically saying, we don't trust you, so we're going to pay the low trust tax of hiring lawyers and auditors to watch you. Focusing on integrity avoids that tax.
Okay, powerful stuff. Let's move to core 2, intent. Why is motive so critical? If someone gets great results, shouldn't that be enough?
That's the logical question, isn't it? But
Yeah.
intent creates the psychological safety you need for that high-speed trust we talked about.
Okay.
And people judge your intent based on two things, really. Your motive, do you genuinely seem to care about others, about me? And your agenda, is this about mutual benefit or is it all about you?
So if I suspect your agenda is hidden or just self-serving,
Then even your great results start to look suspicious. You start thinking, what's the catch? What's really in it for them?
got it. So even good outcomes get tainted if the why feels wrong.
Perfectly put, the motive that builds the most trust. Genuine caring. Think about public perception. NGOs often rank high on trust. Why?
Their motives seem clear, helping people, the environment.
Right, perceived as honorable, focused on a greater good. Now contrast that with, say, politicians. Even when they achieve something good, people often default to suspecting a self-serving motive, right?
Yeah. Cynicism is often the default there.
And that suspicion immediately slaps on the low trust tax.
Makes sense. Okay, core 3, capabilities. This is the can you actually do the job part.
Right, competence. The source material uses this neat acronym, TASKS. Talents, attitude, skills, knowledge, and style.
Task Camaros. Okay, talents, skills, knowledge seems straightforward. What about attitudes and style?
They're critical, especially for leaders. Attitude is how you approach things. Are you optimistic, curious, or cynical and negative? And style is how you interact. Are you collaborative, dismissive, demanding?
So you could be brilliant, have all the skills.
But if your attitude is toxic, or your style abrasive,
Yeah.
your ability to build trust tanks, your capability, in a trust sense, is low.
And credibility here also demands, what was it, constant improvement?
Yes, Kaizen. Continuous improvement. It's so easy to get complacent, especially after some success.
Yeah, you hit a goal, you relax.
But the best don't. Think about Tiger Woods. Back in '97, wins the Masters by a mile. Clearly the best golfer on the planet.
Undeniably.
What's he do? He completely rebuilds his swing. Takes him like a year and a half of playing inconsistently while he figures it out.
Knowing he'd take a hit in the short term.
Exactly. Willing to sacrifice short-term results for better long-term capability. That's high-trust competence.
Yeah.
If you stop sharpening your tasks, you start paying the tax of becoming irrelevant or outdated.
Okay, last one. Core 4,
Yeah.
results. Bottom line, I guess.
You got it. You can have integrity, good intent, great capabilities. But if you don't actually deliver, trust eventually fades.
Right. People start counting on you.
Results are like your POWs,
Yeah.
your performance chits. They're the proof that the other cores are actually working. They build clout. When results happen fast, think Warren Buffett closing that McLean acquisition, super quickly, trust gets built almost instantly.
So again.
Always connected. But here's the key insight. Strong integrity alone won't save you forever if there are no results. We
Right.
all know that person, right?
Yeah.
Super nice, means well, maybe smart, but just never quite delivers.
Yeah. Eventually you just stop asking them.
You stop trusting them to get it done. All four cores need to be strong, working together to avoid that trust tax.
Okay, so that's the foundation. The 4 cores of credibility. Integrity, intent, capabilities, results. That defines our trustworthiness. But how do we translate that into actions that build trust with others and earn those dividends?
Right, that's where the 13 behaviors come in. They basically grow out of the 4 cores. They're the practical day-to-day things you do. We probably can't cover all 13, but maybe we can hit 3 really key ones.
Sounds good. Which ones stand out?
Let's start with show loyalty. This one's interesting because it has 2 sides.
Okay.
First is giving credit where it's due. Don't take credit for others' work. Share the spotlight. Pretty straightforward.
Seems basic decency, yeah.
It is, but the second part is maybe more powerful. Speak about people as if they were present.
Ooh, that's a high bar sometimes. Gossip is tempting.
It is. But think about the impact. If you badmouth someone who isn't there,
The person I'm talking to assumes I'll do the same about them later.
bingo. It instantly creates suspicion. destroys trust not just with the absent person, but right there in the room. Huge trust tax applied immediately.
Wow. Okay, good one. What's another key behavior?
How about extend trust? This one often feels, well, risky for people, especially leaders. It means making yourself a bit vulnerable.
Right, because what if they let you down? How do you extend trust without being, a fool?
That's the million-dollar question. And it leads to this idea of smart trust. It's not about blind trust. There's a great little story about a donut vendor in New York City named Jim.
A donut vendor. Okay.
Yeah, his biggest problem was the time it took to make change for customers. Lines got long, people got impatient.
Classic bottleneck.
So what did he do? He just put out a basket, filled it with bills and coins, and trusted customers to make their own change.
Whoa, seriously, in New York City, that sounds brave or crazy.
Well, you'd expect theft to go through the roof. But guess what happened?
It worked.
His revenues doubled instantly
Yeah.
because he could serve customers twice as fast. He lowered his cost of doing business, pure trust dividend. And people actually liked being trusted. They were mostly honest.
So why did it work? That's the smart trust part.
Exactly. The framework calls it Zone 2. High propensity to trust he was willing to trust, combined with high analysis and judgment he probably judged his regular customers, the context. It's not naive faith.
Gotcha. It's calculated.
It is. And the real danger zone is the opposite. Zone 4. Suspicion. That's high analysis, maybe, but very low willingness to trust. That's the micromanager's territory.
Yeah, micromanagers.
They think they can only trust what they directly control. They don't leverage their team. They kill morale, and the best people, they leave. Huge trust tax because they refuse to extend any real ownership. You have to extend trust to get the dividend.
Makes total sense. Okay, one more key behavior.
Let's do right wrongs. Because let's face it, mistakes happen. We all mess up.
Absolutely.
The real test of credibility isn't if you make a mistake, it's what you do about it.
How you clean it up.
Precisely. It takes immediate humility and courage. The classic case study here is Johnson & Johnson with the Tylenol crisis back in '82.
Oh, right. The poisonings.
Yes, 7 people died from capsules laced with cyanide.
Yeah.
Terrible tragedy. Turns out it wasn't J&J's fault at the manufacturing level. It was tampering.
But they still took action.
Immediately. Pulled every single bottle off the shelves nationwide. Issued warnings. Developed tamper-proof packaging. They took responsibility for the outcome, even though the fault wasn't theirs.
That must have cost them a fortune in the short term.
Oh, massive hit. Millions and millions. But think about the long term. By acting decisively, putting customer safety first, mutual benefit, they built incredible credibility. Market trust, consumer trust.
They avoided the long-term reputation tax.
Exactly. They paid a huge retrieval cost up front, yes, but earned an enormous long-term dividend in trust and brand loyalty. It saved the brand.
And the key was the speed, the immediacy.
Crucial. Apologize quickly, fix it quickly. Trying to cover up a mistake, that's a double tax. You pay for the original screw-up, and then you pay a much bigger price when the cover-up inevitably comes out.
So putting this all together, the cores define who we are, the behaviors are what we do. Understanding this framework lets you diagnose trust issues.
It's like a diagnostic tool, exactly. You look at a relationship, personal or professional, where things feel slow or difficult. Is it an integrity issue? Is someone's intent suspect? Are their capabilities not up to scratch? Are they failing to show loyalty or right wrongs? You can pinpoint it.
And you mentioned this scales up too, right? Beyond just individuals.
Yes, that's the really exciting part.
Yeah.
We've mostly talked about wave 1, self-trust, maybe wave 2, relations trust, but it ripples outwards. There are 5 waves: self, relationship, organizational, market, and even societal trust.
5 waves.
And the impact is geometric. A problem at wave 1, say, a leader lacking integrity doesn't just stay there. It multiplies outwards, damaging trust across the organization. Wave 3, impacting the brand and the market. Wave 4.
So fixing trust at the individual level has huge leverage.
Huge. Strengthening your own credibility, practicing these behaviors that becomes the engine driving trust dividends throughout the whole system. It shows how fundamental this is.
It really does feel like it goes beyond just business advice. It's kind of a manual for how interaction works best.
Well said. And maybe that leads us to the final thought, something for you, the listener, to take away.
Okay.
Just take a quiet moment. Look at your own life, work, home, wherever. Ask yourself, how high is my trust account balance right now, really? Where am I maybe paying that low trust tax without even realizing it?
A personal audit.
Yeah. And then the crucial step. What's one small thing, one commitment, maybe just a deposit that you can make today and keep? Maybe it's a commitment to yourself, maybe to someone else. Something specific to start turning that tax into a dividend,
Even just a small step.
especially a small step. Remember, building trust often starts with rebuilding trust in yourself. Making and keeping small promises to yourself is actually the fastest way to build that foundational self-trust, that wave one credibility. Start there. Make one deposit today and just watch what happens. You might be surprised how quickly things start to speed up.